The Fibonacci series. The Fibonacci series is a sequence of numbers that starts with 0 and 1, and each following number is the sum of the previous two. For example, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. The Fibonacci series is named after Leonardo Fibonacci, a medieval mathematician who introduced it to the Western world. The Fibonacci series relates to nature in many ways because it often appears in the patterns and structures of natural objects. Some examples are the spiral shape of a nautilus shell, a hurricane, or a galaxy follows the Fibonacci series. Each turn of the spiral is wider than the previous one by a factor of the golden ratio, which is approximately 1.618. The golden ratio is the limit of the ratio of two consecutive Fibonacci numbers as the series goes to infinity. The number of petals on a flower is usually a Fibonacci number. For example, lilies have 3 petals, buttercups have 5 petals, chicory have 21 petals, and daisies have 34, 55, or 89 petals. The arrangement of seeds on a sunflower or a pineapple follows the Fibonacci series. The seeds form spirals that go in opposite directions. The number of spirals on each direction is a Fibonacci number. For example, a sunflower may have 34 spirals going clockwise and 55 spirals going counterclockwise. Scientists have proposed various explanations for why the Fibonacci series appears in nature. Some of them are: the Fibonacci series is efficient and optimal for packing, growing, and surviving. For example, the spiral arrangement of seeds or leaves allows for maximum exposure to sunlight and rain, and the Fibonacci numbers in animal populations allow for the best reproductive strategy. The Fibonacci series is a result of natural selection and adaptation. For example, the spiral shape of shells or horns provides strength and protection, and the Fibonacci numbers in flower petals attract pollinators with their symmetry and beauty. The Fibonacci series is a reflection of the underlying mathematical order and harmony of the universe. For example, the spiral shape of galaxies or hurricanes follows the same laws of physics and geometry, and the Fibonacci numbers in music or art create pleasing and aesthetic proportions. The Fibonacci series is amazing. It shows how mathematics and nature are connected and interrelated. It also shows how water can reveal the beauty and complexity of the natural world. The number of spirals on a pine cone is usually a Fibonacci number. For example, a typical pine cone has 8 spirals going one way and 13 spirals going the other way. The number of scales on a pineapple is usually a Fibonacci number. For example, a typical pineapple has 813 or 21 rows of scales, depending on the size and variety. The number of branches on a tree is usually a Fibonacci number. For example, a typical tree has 1 trunk, 2 main branches, 3 secondary branches, 5 tertiary branches, and so on. The number of leaves on a stem is usually a Fibonacci number. For example, a typical clover has 3 leaves, a butterbur has 5 leaves, and a marsh marigold has 8 leaves. The number of chambers in a nautilus shell is usually a Fibonacci number. For example, a typical nautilus shell has 13 or 21 chambers, depending on the age and species.